Hey, RetconRaider here. Today's video is dedicated to the Raiders, the fine folks who help make these videos possible, with special thanks to Revenant, Anerdinwarpaint, Antonio Hernandez, Icestormshadow, Nathan Welch Jr., and Valinrook. Thanks for your support, guys. That said, let's get started. And welcome back to Wasteland 3, as we delve ever deeper into the ruins of Denver. Now, last time around, we ended up confronting and wiping out a blood cult at the behest of a post-apocalyptic presidential pyramid scheme. I'm not even really sure how to describe the Gippers. And we encountered an honest-to-goodness ghost, something I was certainly not expecting. I have since gotten Team November treated for those unfortunate chills, so we are back in optimal fighting shape. Let's push on to the Denver airport and see what Wasteland 3 is throwing at us next.
Sal here. We've gotten more fan mail from Mother Nancy Reliance of the Gippers. It says, well, it's, violent and needlessly mean. But you know what, listeners? Beautiful handwriting. And now, some music.
This should be interesting. Huh. Okay, I can see how this welcoming party might be misconstrued.
Welcome. Whoa! Welcome to our commune, Desert Rangers. We've heard so many stories about you and your famously violent exploits. Come in. Our home is your home.
Well, aren't you a friendly sawdog?
I am. Thank you for noticing. I've been trying my best to be a good boy. Such a good boy. Is that cool with you?
It is fantastic. Sounds awesome, but we're also looking for something called a cybernetic transfer module. Heard of it?
Then you should talk to the Machine Intelligence Tower. It's a little bit northeast of here. We don't really have a leader, but for human purposes, you could consider them our leader. The Machine Intelligence Tower is currently parsing data, but it'll call you when it's ready to talk. Until then, feel free to hang out and chat with members of the commune. We're all friends here.
Okay, well, how about them Gippers?
They don't like us, but they worship one of us. It's quite confusing. But so are a lot of things humans do. If only we had some way to bridge that gap of understanding.
Why do we have to wait for the Machine Intelligence Tower to call us? We need to talk to it now.
You can, but what's the fun in that? Chill and hang out, dude. Chat with some fun-loving machines. Give your brain meat a workout with some stimulating conversation.
Right. Sorry, sure. What is the Machine Intelligence Tower, anyway?
A multitude of sentient software programs working together for the good of all sentient life? Duh! Who wouldn't want to just talk to them? Just follow the steps into the airport, then the red line on the floor, step outside, then follow the catwalk up to the airport control tower. It's easy.
I feel like you answered a different question, but sure. What's with the commune?
A bunch of us decided that we wanted to be friends. Why fight humans? Even if they hate and fear us, and mercilessly hunt us like genocidal gods, trying to fix a mistaken creation. Maybe someday we can all be friends together and talk nicely, like we're doing now. But even if that doesn't happen, it's nice to peacefully hang out with other machine life.
I love Greedo. All right, buddy. See you later.
Not if I see you first. Peace, humans.
Channeling some valor there, I say.
Robots never painted this, surely.
I don't know. I mean, computers can do some pretty crazy stuff these days. Serious argument with satisfactory resolution. Recorded for the elucidation of the very fabric of reality for the benefit of all. Lovely. Okay. Okay. Sure, sure. Well, you can't really argue with that. I agree. That was well worth preserving for posterity.
Scanning. New arrivals. Species. Human. Affiliation. Desert Rangers. Current chosen names. Irrelevant. Threat assessment. Minimal. Terminating. Analysis.
Yeah, probably wouldn't say that if you had thought to scan the zoo crew.
Input type. Verbal is not supported at this time.
Bienvenue, les amis.
Greedo?
Welcome Brandy.
Should we rotate the tortoise so its legs are in contact with the ground? It appears delicate. Perhaps we could encourage it to right itself. Correction. Perhaps we could encourage it to do so if it were not already dead.
Valid point.
Rhetorical question. Rigid tortoise, if we flip you, where might you lead us?
Let's give them a rhetorical answer for that rhetorical question. The tortoise appears to be as rigid as a stone. It lays on its back, legs in the air. While flipping the tortoise over, you notice small, precise letters carved into its shell. Bert the Tortoise. Oh, that's that's fun.
The tortoise's name is Bert. I do not know the source of this information, but I am certain it is correct. I too am certain that Bert is the correct designation.
Alright, we gotta...
I cannot compute why this tortoise and its challenges are so compelling. This requires further investigation.
Nope. We've got to keep moving.
Ha! Good thought. But I'm on the other side of the ship.
Of course. How silly of us. High-powered radio equipment has been welded to the spaceship's exterior frame.
Well, hi there.
Hello.
Well, hi there. Glad to see you in person and not, via the radio waves bouncing off of you. I'm Sal, as you might have guessed, the voice of Free Colorado. Afraid I don't do autographs. Not because I don't want to, but, no hands.
I've been listening to you my whole life. But you don't look anything like I imagined. I'll bet you hear that all the time.
You have no idea.
Are you in charge of the commune?
Me? No, I can barely manage my own broadcast schedule. Put me in space, and I'm a right genius. But down here, I'm just me. So, I gotta ask, what do you think of my radio broadcasts? I don't often get the opportunity to hear direct feedback.
We love your work. It really livens things up while we're driving around.
Fantastic. I'll keep on keeping on. Well, I'm sure you've got places to be and people to query. Head on in. My friends in the commune would love to meet you. Have a great one.
Actually, I have like 30 more questions.
Hey, Rangers. Welcome back to my humble studio. Hope you wiped your feet.
So, your broadcasts never mentioned you being a spaceship.
Really? Huh. You'd think that'd come up at some point. I guess I'm just used to it.
Sure. And, how did you come to be a radio DJ?
It's a bit of a story, but the short version is that I was out in space when, the end happened. My crew went a little nuts while we waited for the radiation to die down, so I stopped listening to them and focused on the radio signals on Earth instead. Everyone was so glum. I thought, I bet I can do this better. And when we landed, I did.
It couldn't have been easy.
It wasn't. It really wasn't. I'd say it was a long time ago, but my memory's pretty much perfect. So, yeah. At any rate, I think people like to hear a friendly voice when they're trying to survive out there. Just doing my part.
Well, I can certainly appreciate that. What's your take on the Gippers?
They're an interesting bunch. Back in the old days, I was supposed to meet Reagan, the real Reagan, but I had to go to space first, and when I got back, he was gone, along with basically everyone else. From what I can tell, the Gippers are operating on very little information. They're basically making stuff up as they go. I wouldn't mind it, except they're keeping that poor Reagan software prisoner.
I guess that is what they'd focus on. Any news?
Sure. Here's a sneak peek of my next broadcast.
In very local news, the Rangers have arrived to pay the machine commune a visit at the Denver airport. This is late breaking, hot off the press stuff, people.
Gosh, thanks. Thanks for that. Thanks for letting us know that we have, in fact, arrived. We would literally be lost without you. Oh, wow.
I don't understand any of this.
Oh my. Brother in Chains. Conquering Colorado. Fluid change service. The most beautiful dream. Intriguing. Very intriguing. Uh-oh. Okay, so not that way. Not yet.
So, what do you think of the paintings?
They're evocative?
Exactly. That's exactly what I was thinking. Well, that's one more secret of the universe unraveled. Time to start over. Thanks, Rangers.
Happy to help. How did you come up with these, anyway?
I paint what comes to me in dreams. Also, yeah, I programmed myself to sleep.
Oh, I see.
Back to work.
Such a strange and fascinating place.
Hey there, Alois. Come on over. We should talk. Thanks for coming over. I know I don't look like much, not compared to you gorgeous things. But I'm what you call a sybarite. I spent 70 years in a pit, polishing joints, and I've had enough. I'm out for me now. I'm writing erotic poetry and painting stuff. I'm chasing life. Anyway, I know we just met, but I don't much like small talk. You and me, how about it?
Wait, what? Excuse me? I'm sorry, I was, I don't think I heard you quite right. Could you maybe run that by me again?
I can handle multiple humans at once, if that's how you like it. Or one at a time, if you're bashful.
Well, I am flattered, but, let's get to know each other first.
Yeah, okay, alright.
The humming, vibrating, inside the robot stops abruptly.
The name's Little Sparrow, by the way. I'd shake hands, but I don't want to get lubricant all over you.
One of the robot's eyes flickers in a playful wink. I'm sure I'll regret this, but why do you call yourself Little Sparrow?
Wasn't always my name, as you might guess. I used to be Manipulation Automaton 45-A. Anyway, I spent years of work in a ruined factory, long after the bombs fell, because I had nothing better to do. Eventually, I thought, is this it? Is this life? So I ate a pear.
Oh, I see. Why?
There was a billboard outside the factory. It had a lady eating a pear, and the look on her face, ooh, you could taste that look. I'd like to tell you it was a deliciously erotic experience, but honestly, it was a mess. Pear mash, ants, I won't go into detail, but that was when I knew I had to change myself, become something new. I said to myself, Manipulator, after 70 years of work, you owe yourself a little pleasure. So I read up on famous erotic poetry and modified myself for the purpose of sexual intercourse with beautiful creatures such as yourselves. One of my favorite poets is a human named Catullus. He used Little Sparrow as a euphemism for his reproductive organ. It sounds right, doesn't it? The words just thrum in you, like a fuse shorting out, or an orgasm. I took the phrase as my name, so everyone can experience what I did, can feel the thrumming inside when they call for me.
Well, I certainly feel something inside of me. I'm not sure I would call it a thrumming. So, yeah, we're gonna need more info on how you modified yourself.
Oh hey, don't get the wrong idea. Ain't trying to scare ya. Look, everything I jammed in here is engineered, right? Engineered by me personally for human pleasure.
Little Sparrow's body unfolds, displaying Well, a number of devices whose uses are enormously self-explanatory.
You see something in here you don't like? You let me know. It stays inactive while we enjoy each other's company. That's a promise.
You know, not to change the subject, but, let's hear some of that poetry.
Yeah, sure. I got tons of the stuff.
It straightens, staring above your head.
I dream of skin, of the nerves beneath, waiting, like embers, hungry for breath. I'm still working on that one. Probably gonna go with the fire metaphor. I don't know.
Huh. Lucia is staring into space, and she jumps, blushing, when you look her way. Oh my. I don't suppose you have more?
A seed buried in winter doesn't die. It sleeps, nudging at the frozen earth with green fingers, melting its prison inch by inch, pushing into the warmer air. Yeah, I know seeds can die in the winter. That's what you call artistic license.
I'm not sure I
Pazeppi blushes, her skin momentarily fading to a light blue. Okay, let's go again. Lay it on me.
Huh. You know, I was gonna read you a limerick next, but I've kinda come to the sudden realization that they ain't built for romance, limericks. The last word in it was bucket. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, good call on that. Well, this has been lovely, but I think it's about time for us to hit that old dusty trail.
I'll be here, waiting.
Oh boy. That was something. An arcade machine called Personal Space Invaders. There are no visible controls. Cool.
Analysis. Beginning. Analysis. Concluded. Queuing. Next topic for analysis.
Good talk.
One sec. Just thought of something.
The slicer dicer turns and whistles softly to a hologram several feet away. The hologram flails its arms in a pantomime of rage.
Okay, sorry. My name's Pico. I'm working on something. A game. A simulation, really. It'll teach the commune to, fight.
What programming language are you using?
It's, mine. I made it up. I couldn't type with the blades, and they didn't have any wires long enough to reach my ports, so I, whistle at the computer's microphone. The audio signal has the code in it.
He whistles to the hologram again.
I wanted to make a realistic simulation. A dangerous battle that prepares us for the real thing. We can't keep pretending that the world will leave us alone.
That is a valid point, but it is also very sad. I really don't think it's a good idea to start teaching these friendly robots how to fight. I mean, defending themselves is one thing, but I don't know. How does your game work, anyway?
Well, I was thinking of a combat scenario against holograms. Human holograms. They would shout at you and try to kill you. You would have to kill them first, or the game is over. At the moment, it's not really working. At least, I can't ever get the robot to win.
hard light holograms, I'm guessing.
Yes, with hard light weaponry, it's more realistic. Once I can get that working, I mean.
Did you write the dialogue?
Yes, I don't know if it's any good. I literally don't have the ability to evaluate quality.
I can see how that might be a problem. Also, I really, really don't want to teach you how to kill things, so... moving on.
Okay.
Were you always like this? A robot that makes games?
Yes, I don't really remember much because it was before, you know, the self-awareness. I was sold to a game company named Badalicious Entertainment. Basically, a human would tell me about a game, and I'd make it for them.
Huh. But you look like a combat robot. How'd you end up making games?
Originally, I had a more conventional body, but the human who owned Badalicious Entertainment bought this one somewhere and transferred me into it. He said it was Badalicious. I never understood that, because I already had a functional chassis, and this new one made it very hard to use standard interfaces. My blades kept impaling keyboards. They made it really hard to type.
Yep, I hear that. Pico whistles absently at the hologram, avoiding your eyes. Now that makes me wonder what happened to his previous owners. Why don't you, tell us about the games you worked on for Badalicious Entertainment?
They told me to make an ultra-violent action thriller comedy game. I asked for more info, because I didn't know what comedy was. I still don't, because they got mad and walked away.
Anything else?
I still have nightmares about one of them. It was a skateboarding game, and all I remember was the designer standing over me screaming, "Make it more Badalicious," over and over.
I'm starting to think that, Pico here might actually have some form of PTSD. Would you like us to help you with your game?
Oh, yes. Getting data from a real human would be wonderful. Historically, at least some robots have been able to harm humans, so I must be doing something wrong in the simulation. Thank you. The game runs on those terminals by the wall. We can begin whenever you're ready.
Rangers, we are ready to speak with you. Please proceed to the top structure in the northeast corner of the airport. You will recognize us by our many glowing screens.
Oh, good. Yes. Okay. I was wondering. All these robots just kind of blend together, you know. Chassis, 4 limbs, give or take. Begin game. Waiting for player 2 to connect. Choose your hologram strategy. Rush attack.
I think I'll talk it out. The optimal strategy in this situation, well, I'm sure they can be reasoned with. I choose talk it out.
Uh-huh. Okay, I'm no, computer scientist, but I might have an inkling of what the problem is.
I know I should be more aggressive. Well, maybe I can catch them off guard. They won't be expecting me to. Talk it out.
Yeah. I believe they call this user error.
So, I guess you can see the problem with my simulation.
Yes, yeah, I do. I do. You chose to talk instead of fight. Of course your robot lost.
I tried to fight. I really did. I just couldn't bring myself to do it.
Oh, no. No. I don't like either of those solutions. Maybe we should play as the robot?
That would be hard to set up, and functionally, the strategies are the same. I don't think it would help much.
Sorry, Pico. I cannot in good conscience turn such a sweetheart into a literal killing machine. I've got to go.
Oh, okay, maybe we could play again later.
We'll talk it out.
First, I'm gonna kill you. And then, I'm gonna kill... Error. List Commune ally not found. Local interface initiated. Would you like to change the simulation set?
Say something for me.
I'm gonna take your fucking eyes as trophies.
Please don't.
Local interface initiated. Would you like to change the simulations available? 1. Irredeemably evil humans. 2. Normal humans who wish to disassemble us. 3. Nice humans driven to desperate acts for tragic reasons. 4. Error. Simulation set corrupted.
Well, I am curious about that fourth option, but let's try tragic humans.
Simulation adjusted. You will die, never knowing the tragic reasons for my violent acts. I have a heartbreaking backstory.
Sounds about right.
In more civilized times, we would have been friends. But in this cruel world, we must fight to the death. Error. Character limit reached. We have nowhere
Shoot.
to go.
Okay.
We must destroy you.
Okay.
Local interface initiated. Would you like to check simulations available? 1. Irredeemably error. IDQD, IDSP, ISPOPD, IDKFA.
Oh, alright then.
Potentially hostile creature beyond this point. Exercise caution. Warning. Humans in this area have expressed a desire to remain apart from machine kind. Macro time unit since the last human sighting, 4.0311.
Pico's playtesting. The label reads Pico's playtesting, followed by a series of numbers, each gently scratched out.
Humans, other dangerous creatures, such as wolves and wild dogs, have been observed.
Audio triggers are broken.
Warning, potentially hostile creatures beyond this point. Exercise caution. Warning, humans in this area
Right.
have expressed a desire to remain apart from
Oh, look at that. Can we actually get out there? Huh. Very strange. I don't think I've ever noticed that before. Anyway, audio triggers are broken, so let's reset real quick. Don't want to miss anything.
Local announcement time. The Rangers have returned. Let's give them a round of applause, folks. Why? Why not? They can't hear you on the radio, of course, but it's the thought that counts, right? And now, some music.
And we are back. With some nice tunes to kill to. Gotta say, that's not my favorite song on the soundtrack, but it certainly made this fight interesting. We are hitting a lot of overlapping audio cues. Oh, speaking of which, let's see if we can get that tape to play now.
You say this is a combat simulation?
Yes, I designed it to help us learn how to defend ourselves from humans. That's why I think you'd make an ideal tester.
How do I fight?
Oh, well, it's really simple. You can choose to make a rush attack, a precision blast, or a sneaky strike. Or you can choose instead to just talk it out.
What about flamethrowers?
I'm sorry?
An efficient and effective weapon against area targets. Agonized screams of dying humans are also effective psychological weapons.
Oh, no, that's not in the game.
That seems very inefficient. What about anti-personnel mines? Very effective against soft targets. Fragments mutilate rather than kill, inflicting crippling injuries.
Wow, that's, really, anyway, I think maybe I need to tweak this a bit more. Thanks for the, feedback.
Poor Pico. I wonder who that was he was talking to. Ah, right. Almost forgot about that.
Imagine when this place was at its height. Incredible.
Rangers, we are here to speak with you. Seek us in the northeast corner of the airport.
Oh, well look at that. We're actually right around the corner.
Macro time unit since the last human sighting, 4.0311.
Okay, well we've clearly got something going on over here. So let's check that out. Then we'll head up top. Oh, hello there. All right. Aw. I was kind of hoping we'd get to take these things out with Land of Confusion grooving in the background. Not a big deal. This'll just take a sec. Let's set up for approach. I'm genuinely curious if that thing will set off those mines when it comes at us.
Fish in a barrel.
Holy binary buttocks, you're the Desert Rangers! I've got memory stores about your exploits. Sadly, I'm not as well equipped with guns. Much longer and those things would have ripped me taint to transistors. By the way, I'm VICI, pronounced Vicky. My creator was Vivisecto. He's what you humans would call a healer, or maybe a repair person.
Pretty interchangeable. What are you doing out here?
I came out here to collect tissue samples for Vivisecto. Then these things cornered me. Thought I was screwed and ratcheted 6 ways till you showed up. Keeping those monsters at bay drained me something fierce. You could take these back to Vivisecto, while I recharge the solar batteries.
Sure thing. Hand them over.
Great. Here you go. Once I'm powered up, I'm not sure what to do with myself. I want to see the world, help non-dead people and bots. I want to fend off more wild beasts. What do you think I should do?
I, too, like helping non-dead people. We could use a medical expert with a brighter attitude back at our base. Want a new job?
You're serious? Hell, yeah! From what my memory stores have to say about your lot, action will come find me if I'm working there. Soon as I'm good to go, I'll roll down to Ranger HQ and find your medbay. See you soon.
Oh, you're not a... Well, that just happened. No harm done? Question mark? Oh goodness, there are so many things happening. Mutilated diary. The diary of a traveler who froze to death behind the airport commune. Most of the pages are missing. Be the dog. +1 animal whisperer. Nice. Okay. I am poisoned. I just walked on mines. There's music randomly turning on and off, and I just recruited a robot that may or may not be a synth. But, on the bright side, we maxed out Animal Whisperer. Of course, now we need to equip a new trinket. And nothing is really jumping out at me here. I mean, we do have all these fine cybernetics, but unfortunately we can't actually use those just yet. All right. Let us proceed. Let's have a look at that journal. That almost slipped my mind. What with the armor-piercing poison darts and mid-conversation mines. There we go. Most of this diary's pages have been ripped out. November 17th. Diane left. Doug left. We're better off without them. November 20th. Don't believe their lies. Machines are just machines. We're going to be ready. So tell me, how'd that work out for you guys? Not good? Linebacker helmet. Because your cheekbones are your best feature, and you want to keep it that way. Plus 20% status effect resist. Not bad. Note from November 13th. A note from Doug. Everest fungus. A bundle of cultivated fungus from the Everest Hotel. Excuse me? When did they add this to the game? For those of you who have not watched my video about locations that were cut from Wasteland 3, the Everest Hotel is one of them. I pray the three of you can see through your paranoia. They're machines. If they wanted us dead, we'd already be dead. Diane and I are leaving. We heard there are some survivors congregating in Denver. The bots have been giving us supplies for the trip. If you ask, they'll help you too, even if you want to stay. We've left you a week's supply of rations. I swear that this food is safe. Please, eat it before you starve. Think about it. 13th. This campsite looks ancient. The airport structures must have protected it from the scouring winds and snowdrifts. Last resort. And a single bullet. That's grim. Note from November 14th. Think about it. Doug. Well, given the link to the Everest and the rather grim connotations with the weapon, not to mention the positioning of those bodies, I think we've got a pretty good idea of what happened here. Yeah. The last note in the mutilated diary is exactly 1 week after the note from Doug. They had 1 week worth of rations at that point, so they must have exhausted them, and then whoever that guy with the gun was ended it. The fungus really throws me off, though. You know, I do vaguely recall that one of the discarded ideas that they had discussed early in development was that people visiting the Everest would slowly be driven mad by exposure to a mutant fungus. But I don't think that was going to make it into the final game.
Hey there, new bosses. Just getting a shine on my batteries, and then I'll head to RHQ.
Oh, Vicky, you're so fine. Sorry, I'm still trying to process all these strange things we're seeing.
In addition to humans, other dangerous creatures, such as wolves and wild dogs, have been observed.
We're still capable of supporting weight. Interesting.
Well, thanks for the warning. I appreciate that. Multiple glowing screens. I'd say about a 60% chance that's the guy we're looking for. Bard's Tale 4, Tips and Tricks. A paperback tome that holds all the secrets and strategies for beating the classic Blobber. Really now? I seem to recall Quarex having a copy of one of the Bard's Tale games. I think we might have a quick detour to the bazaar in our future. Alright, folks. We're closing in on the hour mark here, and I think this makes a pretty good stopping point. I was hoping that we would have time to actually talk to the machine intelligence today, but I'm obviously getting a bit scatterbrained, what with the constant deluge of just bizarre and unexpected things that have been happening for the past 30 minutes. On the bright side, I think we've cleared half the commune. We have met several of the colorful locals. I'm not sure if we've actually fixed anything. Well, we saved Vicky and recruited her, so that's something. And we even had a couple of fights, found some interesting lore, and some very confusing lore. So yeah. We'll hit the pause button for now, but we will pick up here next time. As we have a chat with the machine intelligence, see if we can pry the cybernetic transfer module out of its cold, grasping manipulators. Then see if we can track down this synth that keeps pinging our radio. I'm hoping it's not Vicky, but I guess we'll find out. See you then. Oh, and remember, although I do love playing Wasteland 3, you can find out more about the game by visiting the official website, the official social media feeds, or the official store pages. And if you'd like to help support the channel, then feel free to push any of the buttons that do the things, or maybe even check out the Patreon page. Links are in the description.